Nigerian men are always taking our women. They are the most educated immigrants in America. Burna Boy should be Jamaican. I love whiskey.
The Nigerian prince asked me to send him some money.
Is there really anything Nigerians are good at? Maybe in selecting good leaders and having electricity.
In this video, I will help you understand Nigerians and how to become one. Nigeria is the largest black nation on God's green earth. And why is this such a big deal? A topic, a heartthrob, a controversy, and sometimes a permanent tenant in the heads of some of the African siblings in other African nations. Now, let's go. How to become a Nigerian 101. Number 1, have mega level confidence. Believe that you're smarter, destined to be great. Some people will say we think we're better than everyone. Maybe, but we never say these things. See, people just accuse us of this trait. The average Nigerian has the mega trait of survival and the ability to thrive and prosper in any climate. This trait has been ingrained in them from home. They've had to create their own systems of welfare and social prosperity, totally independent of government help. From security to electricity, the average Nigerian can thrive by his or herself. This is great. Give them any lemon, no matter where it is rooted, they will make more lemonade. There is also a dark side to this actually, this self-dependence trait in Nigerians. It makes them less interested and critical of their government. Since they can thrive and survive on career and enterprise and on their wits, they don't invest same time on politics. This hasn't done very good things for the lower class Nigerians who can't aspire to these levels actually, So maybe we'll put the blame on the middle class Nigerians for being too comfortable. It also doesn't do much for nations waiting on Nigerians to get it right politically, since it seems to have more numbers of active youths. You get, the enterprising spirit of the Nigerian is applaudable, but the failure to assemble itself across many ethnic groups and use it to drive collective change has kept it has kept the nation individually progressive, but collectively not very progressive. Most of its achievements have been individual than collective. Number 2, you love Africa and carry it on your back. You feel all other nations are your responsibility actually, and by extension, your black siblings in the diaspora, all of them are your responsibility. As a matter of fact, Afrocentrism, which is the love for black people globally, is on the mind of every Nigerian. If there's a nation destined to be a black superpower, which will be a symbol of honor and respect for blacks globally and potentially end racism against Africa, it should be the moment Nigerians, or it will be the moment Nigerians unite and choose to select leaders with better visions for Africa and the rest of the world. The moment Nigeria wakes up, Africa, the rest of Africa will feel it, and in fact the rest of the world. This is why I encourage every sibling, be it Ghana, Togo, Cameroon, Senegal, Somalia, to be interested in each other's politics. Be vocal, critical of injustice happening in the countries of your brothers and sisters. We need unity to create a strong presence for the black race on the international scene. I also want us to be more critical as well of any intimidation that our black brothers and sisters are facing in the diaspora. We need to let them know, that there are sanctions whenever they are racist towards us, whenever they are racist towards our client over there. You understand? We need to go to that point. Number 3, if you want to be a Nigerian, 101, how to be a Nigerian. We don't deserve the hate. You get too much hate that you don't deserve. Several agendas from other nations have been woven against us, but we want to believe that most of them are actually political campaigns from corrupt politicians who want to blame other Africans except their own weak policies. Dear African sibling, Nigerians and by extension your other African siblings are not and will never be your enemies. For centuries, Africans have always traded amongst ourselves, traveled easily amongst ourselves without visas, and witnessed some of the most beautiful alliances, even before colonial intrusion. Now that we have new identities given to us by, British colonizers, please let's not use them to divide us further. Nigeria supported the liberation struggle against apartheid South Africa. Many Nigerian coalition groups sent donations to America, and when it started its campaign for its first black president, Nigerian soldiers have been a major agent in the peacekeeping missions in troubled regions in Africa. So, if across troubled regions in Africa, yeah, Nigerian soldiers have been strong peacekeepers, So, how do you, our very own siblings, see us as the enemies? South African siblings have not been very happy actually with what I've been hearing about xenophobic allegations against you guys, against your own brothers and sisters. So, if other continental regions like Europe and America, Asia have immigration rules for other races, that's fine. But having stiffer immigration rules within Africa when when a traveler is part of the African Union is very sad, and it's a failure on the side of the African Union actually. So yes, we don't deserve all the hate we are getting as Nigerians, and by extension, any other nation deserving, getting hate doesn't deserve it. I am not just speaking for Nigerians actually, but every other African country as well. I'm speaking for them. I know we are easily scapegoated as Nigerians because we are the unique kids actually. So anybody, any small thing Nigeria, the other day in Uganda or so, or Malay, one of our superstars on Thames, were arrested and they were not treated fairly. Come on, man, guys, that's not fair. Number 4, don't joke with education and success if you want to be a Nigerian. In all your endeavors, do not joke with it. Now, look at how educated and driven we are. The average Nigerian youth actually is a university graduate. The others are somehow pursuing, any other youth who is not probably a university graduate is either pursuing postgraduate degrees or trying to excel in one business or the other, or one art or one craft. So it's like a mainstream culture for us to be very educated, and the success mindset is ingrained in our DNA. We just want to surpass our past. We just want to surpass our, our existing self. We want to be better. So I think it's perhaps one aspect of the Nigerian dream: to be successful, to be exceptionally good at what you do. Whether we are in science, whether we are in arts, whether we are in literature, whether we are in technology, we are making them. Look at our tech companies. Look at our Nobel laureates. Look at Chimamanda. Look at Chinua Achebe. Look at our stars, our footballers. Look at our musicians. Look at our skit makers, our content creators. We are blessed. Yeah. So even any of our activists as well who want to, push Afrocentrism and African nationalism, you see them doing exceptionally well as well. I mean, we have beautiful names, Fela Nicola Kokuti, a whole lot of beautiful people who have tried to push the black voice, and they've done so. Anything in Nigerian touches is so Midas, turns to gold. So we find success in everything our hands do, but as there's also a toxic side of this thing, because it also creates expectation on the average Nigerian, sometimes an unhealthy expectation, and some of these people have also misinterpreted that mindset to be successful by all means, and it has created some level of desperation. So that's why you sometimes find some allegations about fraud and corruption. It's very sad actually, because there's a dark side to the whole thing, and even though they are very honest Nigerians, positive-minded Nigerians doing things the honest way, a very tiny decimal of the corrupt guys, of the fraudulent guys, have ended up staining the reputation internationally. And like I said, it's easy to scapegoat anything that is black or anything that is Nigerian, even when others are doing it. But once it's Nigeria, everybody starts being like, oh my god, oh come on guys, please. So it's unfair how we are judged actually. Every human nation has its cons and pros, but when it's Nigeria, everyone is up and feisty. I don't think that is good. Again, all of these educational qualifications Nigerians gather sometimes, and the success mentality that is promoted by our society, sometimes it also has this bad side, because it has failed to equal the job opportunities for Nigerian youth who believe getting an education could make them better competitors in life. You get me? The Nigerian system has not been able to match demand with supply. The labor market in Nigeria is not very impressive. All of the youth are not very employed. That is why you see them devising their own ways of success, of finding success, of finding fulfillment. In most cases, some of these guys just even treat education as a ceremonial thing, meaning, let me just get this degree, this university degree for my parents. After that, I'm going to find my own thing. So it's sad actually. And there's no job security yet. It's another ball game. Getting a job has become a very big problem. So Nigerians create their own destiny. Sadly, not all of them. Some also create negative destinies for themselves. Some. I mean, it's like that. It's not a Nigerian thing. It's just a human thing. There are always going to be the good eggs and the bad eggs. We're trying to scapegoat an entire nation for the scandals of a few is very backward to me. So yes. So hence the motivation surrounding finishing school is becoming more performative and ceremonial for the Nigerian youth. You know, and it's most of them just want to reduce the pressure that parents give them. They just want to get a degree and leave and maybe pursue music, tech, or whatever. So most times, once you are done with university, you may leave your certificates and get very creative and enterprising. Actually, yes. Now, the number fifth way to become Nigerian for me is become a very fast learner. You can tell by how quick we pick trends, and wave them and indigenize them or nationalize them for our own benefit. We tend to learn very fast. Is it technology? One of our own, very own, builds the fastest computer, the supercomputer in the world, Philip Emeagwali. We have people who took literature and wove it into something beautiful. We have our own tech giants in Nigeria who rode the tech revolution and built super apps with them. We have musicians who saw the explosion of hip hop, capitalized and used it to create and use that same method, employ that same method to build the music industry in Nigeria and the entertainment industry. So it's a whole lot of fast learning. Most of us touch the ground on foreign soil and do something magical. We just start building, start running things, and most times we become powerful, figures to reckon with in this place. We are very fast learners actually. Look at how we took Amapiano, made it a global phenomenon. Shout out to South Africa. Shout out to Ghana, see what Mr. Easy is doing as well. So come on, we are all blessed. I think any country that has us should just use us to learn and collaborate with us. We are beautiful. Our minds are very powerful and beautiful. Number 6, if you want to also be in Nigeria, this might not be very interesting, but yeah. Number 6, have performative patriotism or selective patriotism. We love our nation actually, but not enough to want to fix or solve its problems. That's sad. We don't want you to disrespect our nation. Yes, we can fight tooth and nail to protect it. We literally don't want to swallow anyone who tries to disrespect our nation. We support our very own to the end, but not enough to want to unite and fix our nation. Our tribal loyalty is bigger than our patriotism for our nation. No matter the size of patriotism, we've not been able to successfully grow a sense of ownership for our nation. It's still treated as that identity or an entity imposed by the British colonializer, you get me? So this attitude has impacted how citizens choose leaders and how leaders themselves govern citizens, you get me? On how they make policies as well. It's all tribal loyalty, and there's no sense of sustainable nationalism. Nobody is thinking about how to collectively have a Nigeria that works for Nigerians. It seems to be, torn from within, and that is very, very sad actually. I mean, I wish we could do better in that regard. I wish the patriotism also reflects within the tribes in Nigeria. Then number 7, how to be a Nigerian 101. Be very self-absorbed, but I will not say self-absorbed, but just have this main character syndrome, just believe that it is us and the rest of Africa. So our main character syndrome, it gets the best of us actually, I have to say it. We feel everything will be better, maximized, and suited if it was Nigeria. I mean, we'll just be asking us, imagine if this was us, who would have done it better? Trust me, it's one negative, I won't say negative, but it's one interesting thing about us. It might be toxic, you might call it toxic. And no, we don't call it appropriation actually. We can take something and make it miles and miles better. Be it Amapiano, be it the Banku music in Ghana, the Ghana vibes and everything. And some Ghana sounds, we can just spice it with Odo, and we just and we blow it up. So yes, and it becomes the best thing since sliced bread once it has a Nigerian touch, believe me. Come on, man. There's a reason why most of your artists want to feature us. Come on. Let's just be honest. We are the cool kids. I love other African countries, of course, but you get me. You just have to admit that there's just that cool kid, that kid that has the oomph element. You get me. So we believe we deserve the wings and must never lose. That's one bad side, It's very toxic, actually. You can call it toxic. But we've always promoted some of the very best healthy rivalries within Africa. Not one African national can say they've suffered any attack or xenophobia from Nigeria or within Nigeria. No. That's how confident I am about how much we love Africa. I don't think we are the only African country that can beat its chest and say we love every African country. Our men marry other African countries. Our women do the same. We are very open. We don't do all this. Our rivalry is just healthy. We can just start dragging who has the best jollof rice, or from Ghana or Senegal or whatever. But we don't do more than that. We don't say leave. No. We don't do that here. We don't blame our failures on people that look like us. No, we don't do that. We know that we are the ones messing up the nation ourselves. So we don't try to put that. We know it's our politicians. So I even think every nation should have that mindset. We have the self-awareness that it's our nation, it's our politicians that are messing this up. I'm not trying to blame it on the immigrants or something. Oh, please. And there's no. I don't think that there should be anything like immigrants in Africa. Africans should not be immigrants. Look at the EU. There's no such thing as EU citizens. EU citizens. You can't say immigrants. There is EU citizens and not EU citizens. If you are AU, African Union, I don't even think you should have a visa. You should need a visa moving across. Please. Moving within African countries. So I believe, in fact, we would want to throw expensive parties to welcome our closest Ghanaian siblings, just to let them admit that we have the best jollof rice. That's how cool we are. So it's how self-absorbed we are too, but we are not toxic in that way. Don't you see how God make the earth and heavens for us? I'm like, we believe it's for us. You get me? It's for us for the taking, and it actually reflects on how we actually handle things around us and where we are. We have the pride of everything black. If there is a nation that must be the superpower in Africa for the black people, trust me, it has to be Nigeria. And I hope he quickly realizes this. Imagine Nigeria sanctioning America, the UK, Asia, whenever they mess up with any black person. That is the vision. Our scientists are shaking innovations home and abroad. They successfully handled the Ebola and COVID outbreaks. Our innovators are pushing boundaries in tech. Our writers occupy canon spots in Africa and world literature. We even have a Nobel laureate. Our musicians and actors are screen gods and gold standards. Yes, we are all that we think we are actually, and I believe it. The sad side is a giant just sometimes it might fail to stoop very low and see that there is a little worm, canker worm, eating at its toenail. Do you get me? Nigerians may be great at a whole lot of things, but their self-absorption, absorption might be very terrible. It sometimes forms a perfect ploy for corrupt politicians and corrupt leaders, to use it. They know their people will never worry about politics. They know their people are too self-absorbed about getting successful and things like that. So sadly, it sends the Nigerian political space into a zone where leaders will loot and make policies without accountability. The self-absorption also finds its way into the nation as well. A giant becomes so tall that he's unable to even sit and discuss progress with his own siblings within the nation. All Nigerians are African giants. But the problem is the strength is more when it's collective. Well, imagine when it's dissipated, now will scatter. So every tribe in Nigeria believes it's the ish. Every tribe in Nigeria believes it's the best. That is crazy. It's a toxic, narcissistic thing too. So it has created one of the most disturbing tug of power in the nation's history. They will rather fight for self than sit humbly and sketch out a plan for themselves, and by extension the black race. I still believe that Nigeria holds the blueprint for the black race success. But this self-absorption is just messing things up, and it's very dangerous. Just like Americans asking Superman to save the world, and they spend all that time fighting a white billionaire and saving another white woman. The world, imagine the world. So I think Nigerians should get out of their shell, get out of their bubble, get out of the matrix, and understand that this is beyond us. Yeah. Then another thing again, number 8, if you want to be a Nigerian, appreciate Africa's diversity. No one does this like us actually. Just look at how well traveled we are. You may say we are traveling for greener pasture, please, well, whatever. But I still insist that it's because we love adventures and we love experiencing new places. Our experience of diversity in Nigeria as a nation with over 200 ethnic groups makes it easy for us to adapt to other cultures as well. It makes us want to experience them. We are so diverse, we are so plenty, we are so different in a beautiful way. Even though that we might have a toxic side, there's also a beautiful side because we also embrace them, we also appreciate them. Our men want to marry different women, want to collaborate. We even see it as an opportunity to expand our markets. Because we know if you have a friend in Ghana, in Cameroon, and you're a tech or an innovator, a founder, imagine you making you just expand easily and take over markets in those places. So we appreciate diversity a lot, and it even reflects on even our artists. I'm yet to see any African artist that does not collaborate, that collaborates as much as Nigerians. It's even almost like a template. Whenever Burna Boy, Wizkid, or Davido, or most of our big artists want to release songs, it's already a blueprint for them to include somebody from East Africa, West Africa, North Africa, and bring them into, or make it francophone, anglophone, and bussophone, and bring them into the space of their, catalog, just to give them more visibility. How many African countries can do this? So if Ghana wants its music to be big, maybe it should be more liberal, like Nigeria. Then number 9, if you want to be a Nigerian, be very innovative and industrious. Actually, you can't beat that. We are so innovative and industrious, and a great market for investment, I have to admit. Look, we may not be perfect, but we create a very great market for investment. Our audience, we have large audience. So if you want to test your product for the African market, you should come to Nigeria. Actually, we remain the most ideal templates, and in fact, the influencer when it comes to pushing things across Africa. If you want anything to work across Africa, come to Nigeria first. Our brand ambassadors have massive following across Africa and the diaspora, and I don't even know if this is a good thing, but we also are one very big consumer. I mean, look at it, from Netflix to Prime to DSTV and to other telcos from South Africa and the Middle East and India. Those guys, they have found very great audience patronage from Nigerians, and I can categorically say that we give them some very impressive numbers. You get me? I just want that. Okay, of course, I think tech platforms will make more money here due to how quickly scalable and agile the tech business can be. So if you got one app or a product or some platform people can use to do things, they can use to do things that will impact them or change their lives or help them create better things or solve their problems, try to push it to Nigeria. Actually, although the nation is still trying to stabilize its manufacturing and production ecosystem, so products here might not be a very great place to try. I would say products, it might not be very great to start it here, wanting to come and produce here for now until the company, to the country, I'm being honest, and the country stabilizes that ecosystem. However, once the product is ready, if you think the product is like ready, or if it's something the users want, just bring it to Nigeria. And if you don't want to exploit them, please do not also exploit. Don't try to exploit our people. I'm shouting this also. I'm not shouting to the white guys. I'm shouting to also African investors. If we're calling out for investors, it's okay if they're Africans, if they're Black Americans, if they're other African countries, come as well and invest in Nigeria. Investors, they don't have to be Caucasian. So use this information wisely to drive your business. Some of our very own guys, they've already explored the commerce and industry of Nigeria using tech, and they've gone on to make multi-million-dollar acquisition deals and funding rounds from international tech companies and VCs. And I'm talking about our homegrown Nigerian tech companies like Paystack, Piggyvest, and Flutterwave. So it's easier to actually try to implement tech products here in Nigeria for now. And once the country stabilizes its manufacturing ecosystem, then you can also bring your manufacturing plants down here and create a manufacturing office and push your thing. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I believe if you got your product ready, Nigeria is the best place. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Did I miss out anything? And trust me, you can see that being a Nigerian has more positives than negatives. Wanting to affiliate with Nigerians. If you made it this far, hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Let me know what you think in the comment section. We need this to be help us grow. We need it, and this video is built to create awareness and just build love and patriotism and build collaboration. We're Africans first before anything. We are Black people first before anything. I don't care what anybody says. Before anything, we are Blacks first. So let that unity, wherever you are from, South Africa, East Africa, West Africa, North Africa, we're Africans. God bless Nigeria. God bless every nation out there. Peace, guys. Now let's talk in the comment section. Cheers, guys.